Welcome back. Stoney's here, and quite frankly, I'm a little upset at him because the first thing he did when he walked in is he said, how do you lose a game to a second-string quarterback? Picking on my Boston College Eagles right out of the gate.
Northwestern's good.
Yeah, how's your alma mater's football team, buddy?
Undefeated,
yeah,
like always.
Right? Exactly. Well, far bigger, grander issues to discuss.
Yes.
Which would you like to get into first? The Lions roster cuts, perhaps? No big surprises, per se,
no.
But they got the team pretty much squared away. The Aaron Brown cut today surprises me a little. Give me your thoughts on where they stand and where they go from here.
It surprised me a little bit because he had a pretty good training camp, at least, in preseason action. Some speed, did some good things, caught balls out of the backfield. But I believe with LaSure out, and I know they got Mo Morris, they wanted a more physical runner, and that's why they get Williams from the Redskins, who had a few good games last year, including one here, even though they lost that game. But he's tough when he has to be. So I understand that move. The punting situation is interesting.
Money.
I appreciate the honesty that the Lions told Nick Harris, and he, said cheaper and younger. So I think they'll be okay there.
And when you think about the fact they went with Hansen, you know that they got to pay Hansen 20 years worth of a salary.
Correct.
So they weren't going to keep two veteran kickers. They're a team that's close to the cap. They've had to pay Calvin. They've had to pay Stafford. They've had to pay Sue. I mean, they're going to be right near the top there for a while. So where they can save money, they're going to do that. And it's just too bad that Nick Harris, where it seems the team is turning the corner, is going to miss out a little bit.
I believe they're turning the corner too. And Nick Harris is a great guy, and he'll just have to watch this like the rest of us as Lion fans.
Yes, sir.
Ready for the ride.
Well, listen, Schwartz walked off the field during halftime. I had a lot of people say, wow, he really looked mad at you. I asked him simply, did your first units meet your expectations? Did you get everything out of them that you wanted to? And he said, let's keep expectations to the side. His two missions in Buffalo were, number one, get off the field healthy.
Which
number two, temper anybody's excitement. And he continued to do that throughout every single answer he gave on Thursday. You think he's handling this the right way?
I think he's handling it the right way. You don't want coaches, I'm sorry, all due respect to the entertaining Rex Ryan, you don't want Detroit Lion coaches telling people how good they're going to be, because people, even if we are excited about it, are going to be skeptical when a coach would say it.
Well, how good are they going to be? This is your time to shine, my friend. Give us your 2011 prediction.
Well, before training camp, before other stuff, I said 8-8. I will say this. They are going to go into the last game of the season in Lambeau 8-7. And because I believe that game will mean absolutely nothing to the eventual Super Bowl champion Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers won't play. The Lions will win in Lambeau and finish 9-7. I don't know whether I'm going to get them in the playoffs or not, but they will finish 9-7.
Amazing to think Tampa went 10-6 last year, did not make it to the postseason.
Right.
So 9 wins may not be enough.
No, but I think 9 wins. They don't make the playoffs at 9 wins. I'm okay with that.
To put mine on record, I'm going to go one more. I'm going to put them there. I'm going to say 10-6. We'll see. Temperature's all right.
I hope you're right.
I'm feeling okay.
Look, as a guy who's going to be there at Ford Field in my seat, screaming all that, I hope you're right.
Let's talk about Michigan State. We only got a couple of minutes, and MSU, a little ugly, but they got it done.
A little ugly, who cares? I know I was talking to a lot of Spartan fans today. The defense showed no passion. It's Youngstown State. I know you see some of the other Big Ten teams like Wisconsin, like Ohio State, just stomping people. They didn't show anything. They played pretty vanilla, and you win, you move on. Got Florida Atlantic. They'll beat them, and then who knows about Notre Dame, because Notre Dame has an interesting game next week.
Strange circumstances at the Big House yesterday. Through almost 3 quarters, your thoughts?
I thought it was, deja vu with the defense early in the game. I like the fact that they made adjustments, but I'm not going to get that excited and say, wow, we have a great defense because they made a few big plays. Brady Hoke was correct. They have lots of work to do, both defensively and special teams. They might need a squib kick because they can't. They kept kicking the same guy. The guy from Western kept returning to like the 40-yard line. Maybe try onside kicks.
Brennan Boesch, most likely out for the season.
Yeah.
How much will that affect the Tigers?
It'll hurt them, there's no doubt, and that's why, Andy Dirks has to come through. I assume he's going to be on the playoff roster, and Mags, when he plays against lefties, have to be the veteran, and, he showed a little bit of power this week, so who knows. But I feel bad for him because he was an integral part of this team where they are right now.
Listen, we're whipping through this because we spent a lot of time on the Lions, but your Stonehead of the week, he's making a return visit.
Oh.
Stonehead of the decade is back in town.
Absolutely, and it's Matt Millen. People are saying, Matt Millen, what did he do? Well, look at this piece of tape after it was announced that the University of Miami had some of their players suspended.
Who replaces Harris at quarterback?
I would expect there would be Jarrett Lee. That would be my best guess.
Now, what's wrong with that is Jarrett Lee is not the backup quarterback to Ja'Cory Harris at Miami. Jarrett Lee is the quarterback at LSU. Matt Millen, you work for ESPN. You're a college football analyst, and you don't know what team Jarrett Lee plays for? There's a good reason for that, Tom, because Matt Millen is and always will be a Stonehead.
Welcome back to the top pedestal in Stonehead,
Yes.
Bill. That is Mike Stone. You can hear him every Monday to Friday, including tomorrow, Labor Day,
Yes.
6 to 10 on 97.1 The Ticket. Thanks so much for you being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you for sticking around with us. High school football game of the week. The finalists debuted right after this.